Peace and power. Peace and power. So we are live. We are going to go over the Privacy Act. The Privacy Act of 1974. Okay. I've been saying I'm gonna bring this to y'all. And y'all know. I really been trying to bring y'all value with sometimes I just be tired. Let me sit here. I'm gonna put my popcorn down for y'all. So every time me and Pharaoh feel like we need something crunchy, we've been eating popcorn. And so, tell April I'm live, girl. I'm live. Y'all drop who in the chat so I can know who in here. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go over the Privacy Act. I printed it out. Y'all know I like my stuff printed. And I'm gonna share the screen. So this is added value. Oh. Then I'm gonna turn off my camera. Hold on. I just be wanting y'all to know I am present. Some of y'all be wanting to see my beautiful face. So I dropped the link in the chat. Anybody want to pop on or hop on? Pop or hop, okay? And I guess I should put on my glasses to help my eyes not to be strained. I be paying for all this glare proof and this is that. And so we're gonna read this Privacy Act because we know we cannot obtain freedom if we don't know these laws. And I'm gonna ask my homegirl who has been studying this harder than me if she wanna get in. She told me yesterday. I supposed to do this yesterday with her 2 days ago, really. Shout out to Karen Nissel. She done reignited this fire in me about this law, the status. Hey sis, hey Rachel. So I'm gonna ask her if she wants to hop on. And we're gonna get into it. Why? Because you can't be free without knowing the laws. Everybody wanna be Aboriginal or from here or whatever you call yourself. But nobody knows the laws. So the problem with that is anybody can identify as anything. And the Kabbalion, what we learned was the enlightened or the enhanced ones learn to make the law work for them. And so we can't do that if we don't read these documents. It's a 22-page document. Y'all looking at it. Oh, Lord. It's not really a lot. It's just we're going to get through it. And also, the card for today, for the beginning of the week, I pulled it yesterday too. I pulled the mugwort card, which represents psychic healing. So if any of y'all, My little deck trying to jump out my hand. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna get into it. I'm trying to make sure I ain't thirsty on them before I start reading, because y'all know how I do. Okay, so we are on page. We're gonna start on page 3. Let me see if I can blow this up. Let me take me off. And then let me go over to the tab. Where's the tab? Let's say I see it, but it's like I can't click on it. Oh, there you go. I got 9 windows open back here. What? What is this? Why is this the document that's opening it? What do y'all see? The screen y'all see? I can't find. Let me look carefully. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. There's no reason I can't find the tab. Let me see. The tab I'm sharing. Maybe that's it. Yep, that's it. So, let me get to the first page. Right here. Oh. May the Most High be with me. No, people say bless you. They really cursing you. So you gotta, we don't say bless you. Child. StreamYard. Okay. Let's get into it. So this is the Privacy Act of 1974. 5 USC. And Miss what did she say that symbol meant? I guess chapter section 552A. Records maintained on individuals. So the definition is for purposes of the let me get my microphone. Microphone way over there. Okay. Am I clear? Can you hear me better? Okay. Let me mute because I got a cough. Hold on. I don't want every video to be like. But anyway, the definitions for purposes of this section is 1, the term agency means agency as defined in section 552E of this title. 2, the term individual means a citizen of the United States or an alien lawfully admitted for a permanent residence. 3, the term maintain includes maintain, collect, use, or disseminate. 4, the term record means any item, collection, or grouping of information about an individual that is maintained by an agency, including but not limited to his education, financial transactions, medical history, and criminal or employment history. And that contains his name or the identifying number, symbol, or other identifying particular assigned to the individual, such as a finger or voice print or a photograph. That's what a record is. 5, the term system of records means a group of any records under the control of any agency from which information is retrieved by the name of the individual or by some identifying number, symbol, or other identifying particular assigned to the individual. And let me tell my homegirl. Yeah, let me get my homegirl. I be saying, oh, let's work and this is that. Then I be forgetting to invite them. So let me go right on over here to the email. Hold on. Let me shoot her email. To Nissa. All right. Okay. The term system of records means a group of any records under the control of any agency from which information is retrieved by the name of the individual or by some identifying number. That would be your social or your driver's license number, symbol or other identifying particular assigned to the individual. That is so weird. Okay. The term statistical record means a record in a system of records maintained for statistical research or reporting purposes only, and not used in a whole or in part in making any determination about an identifiable individual, except as provided by Section 8 of Title 13. And I think I should be highlighting this stuff. Okay, let's be clear. They give you the definition, and we're gonna get into the law. And so, let me eat my popcorn. The term routine use means with respect to the disclosure of a record, the use of such record for a purpose which is compatible with the purpose for which it was collected. Eight, the term matching program. It means any computerized comparison of two or more automated system of record or a system of records with non-federal records for the purpose of 1, establishing or verifying the eligibility of or continuing compliance with statutory and regulatory requirements by applicants for recipients or beneficiaries of participants in or providers of services with respect to cash in-kind assistance or payments under the federal benefit programs, or number 2. Oh, let me turn the page for y'all. Some people are visual learners, and some people are auditory. Okay. Recouping payments or delinquent debts under such federal benefit programs, or number 2 again, 2 or more automated federal personnel or payroll systems of records, or a system of federal personnel or payroll records with non-federal records. B, but does not include matches to produce aggregate statistical data without any personal identifiers. 2, matches performed to support any research or statistical project. The specific data of which may not be used to make decisions concerning the rights, benefits, or privileges of specific individuals. 3, matches performed by an agency or component thereof, which performs as its principal function any activity pertaining to the enforcement of criminal laws subsequent to the initiation of specific criminal or civil law enforcement investigation of a named person or persons for the purpose of gathering evidence against such person or persons. 4, she was asking me what email I sent her to. Let me see. Nissa Bay. Let me just share the video link. Yeah, this is my homegirl who be sending me this stuff. And that's why you have to network. Because there's somebody out there that's more into something different that you need to be into. Oh, Lord. And hold on. And they'll help you to level up. This is the only person I know I can get on the phone and talk about these laws and stuff. And I appreciate her for that. She be really into it. And that makes me want to be really into it. Listen, y'all. I'm glad you was out on a medical, girl. Okay. So, number 4, matches of tax information. Section 1, pursuant to Section 6103 D of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. 2, for the purposes of tax administration as defined in Section 6103B. 4 of such code. 3, for the purpose of, I'm sorry, y'all, my seed hunger. Okay. And me too, clearly. Let me start over. I always wait on him. For the purposes of tax administration as defined in Section 6103B, 4 of such code. And Gary Nelson, please let me know if I'm reading this stuff wrong, because it just sounds foreign reading it. But anyway. 3, for the purpose of intercepting a tax refund due to an individual under authority granted by Section 404E, 464, 1137 of the Social Security Act. Or 4, for the purpose of intercepting a tax refund due to an individual under any other tax refund intercept program authorized by statute, which has been determined by the Director of the Office of Management and Budget to contain verification, notice, hearing requirements that are substantially similar to the procedures in 1137 of the Social Security Act. Here's the link to anybody, well, specifically my homegirl, who want to hop on. Because I'm reading this, I'm telling you, I'll be confused. But I'm going to keep reading. And then they got 5 matches. And then they have 1 using records predominantly relating to federal personnel that are performed for routine administrative purposes, subject to guidance provided by the director of the Office of Management and Budget pursuant to subsection 5, or 2, conducted by an agency using only records from systems of records maintained by that agency if the purpose of that match is not to take an adverse financial, personal, disciplinary, or other adverse action against the federal personnel. Now, I want my homegirl on here so she can explain why this is important. I am reading this so that I can be a little more confident in my responses to these people. And then I got 7 matches performed. Oh, wow. Matches performed for foreign counterintelligence purposes or to produce background checks for security clearances of federal personnel or federal contractor personnel. And then it says 7 matches performed incident to levy described in section 6103 K8 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. So I guess that's a document that everybody else needs to try to get a hold of. 8 matches performed pursuant to section 202X3 or 1611E1 of the Social Security Act 42 USC 402X, or maybe that's 10 and 3, 1382E and 1. Oh, let me turn the page for y'all. Y'all remind me to turn the page. What's going on? Yeah. Did I go too fast? Let me see. Just want to make sure y'all stay with me. Okay, so 9 matches performed by the Secretary of Health and Human Services or the Inspector General of the Department of Health and Human Services with respect to potential fraud, waste, and abuse, including matches of a system of records with non-federal records, or 10 matches performed pursuant to Section 3D4 of the Achieving a Better Life Experience Act of 2014. So what happens is these people pass all these acts and laws, and you're never looking at one of them. That's a problem. Okay. 9, the term recipient agency means any agency or contractor thereof receiving records contained in a system of records from a source agency for use in a matching program. 10, the term non-federal agency means any state or local government or agency thereof which receives records contained in a system of records from a source agency for use in a matching program. 11, the term source agency means any agency which discloses records contained in a system of records to be used in a matching program or any state or local government or agency thereof. which discloses records to be used in a matching program. The term federal benefit program means any program administered or funded by the federal government or by any agent or state on behalf of the federal government, providing cash or in kind assistance in the form of payments, grants, loans, or loan guarantees to the individuals. And 13, the term federal personnel means officers and employees of the government of the United States, members of the uniformed services, including members of the reserve components, individuals entitled to receive immediate or deferred retirement benefits under any retirement program of the government of the United States, including survivor benefits. B, conditions of disclosure. So what we just went over, and I'm going to take a puff break because once I start reading stuff like this, and it ain't no pictures, I'm thoroughly confused. Miss Bay, feel free to come on, girl. The link is in the comments. You just click on it. I'm just reading. It's like, it's a lot of A, B, and numbers, Hannah. So I'm gonna take a little puff. I'm a puff, and then we're gonna get back into it. Don't judge my life. I don't know. It's just a lot. When I start reading this stuff, I automatically don't understand what's happening. And so I have to change that. I have to not allow that to keep me from reading this stuff. For one, I teach a whole class on it. And so that's the thing. People who read these things, that's who's really valuable in our community. But we don't put those people on a pedestal. All these conscious communities out here, you never hear them talking about the laws and the codes that'll protect you because they don't read them. Myself included. And that's a problem. How can the leaders not be readers? That's a saying we have in Forex. Readers are leaders. The people that don't read, they need to sit on the back row and be quiet. That's why you can't just be out here following people. If they not teaching these laws, you might want to rethink what you're getting yourself involved to, because they clearly not trying to get you to freedom. You could, all this religious stuff, we done been in that for decades. Has that brought us any relief or freedom? Nope. Not none. It make you feel good. But these people are making billions off of your account, your social security number. And the leaders ain't teaching on it. The leaders ain't teaching on it. And so you really have to watch what it is that you do. Watch who you following. All these people will be telling you to join this group, run this group. They don't own no law books. None. And then if they do own them, they not teaching you the law. So my good sis be on here teaching me the law. This is what we talk about. We talk about personal stuff, but every individual that I'm connected to at this point in my life, these are people I can learn something from. Okay. I'm going to get back into it, y'all. It's really insane. I want to play some music, but every time I put some music on here, they copyright my channel, child. They gonna copyright to the core. And it's like, it's music. They said, how dare you have a vibe without paying us? That's what the music industry done turned into. Every time you playing one of these artists, here come the record companies checking your pocket. All right. Okay. I gotta call the tree man tomorrow. We gotta get the trees done. We got a branch down in the yard. Out of nowhere, these branches start falling, and there's leaning on the fence, blocking the yard. Hot mess. That's why you gotta take care of your trees. Okay. Excuse me. The incense choking me, okay? What did I do with the papers? Here they go. Let's get back to it. B. I think that's what we had. Yeah, B. Conditions. For real. Hot mess. Conditions of disclosure. No agency shall disclose any record which is contained in a system of records by any means of communication to any person or to another agency except pursuant to a written request by or with the prior written consent of the individual to whom the record pertains, unless disclosure of the record would be to those officers and employees of the agency which maintains the record who have a need for the record in the performance of their duties. Or two, required under section 552 of this title. Or three, for a routine use as defined in subsection A7 of this section and described under subsection E4D of this section. So that's one law that'll benefit you right now. They said no agency, these people do this all the time, no agency shall disclose any record when T-Mobile give these random businesses, is it T-Mobile? When these the credit reporting agencies are giving your credit report to businesses that you're no longer in business to, this say no agency shall disclose any record which is contained in a system of records by any means of communication to any person or to another agency, except pursuant to a written request by or with the prior written consent of the individual to whom the record pertains, unless disclosure of the record would be. And we just gave you an example. To those officers and employees of the agency which maintains the record who have a need for the record in the performance of their duties, or they're required under section 552 of this title, or for a routine use as defined in subsection A7 of this section and described under subsection E4D of this section. Okay. Let's keep going. 4. To the Bureau of the Census for purposes of planning or carrying out a census or survey or related activity pursuant to the provisions of Title 13. 5. To a recipient who has provided the agency with advance adequate written assurance that the record will be used solely as a statistical research or reporting record, and the record is to be transferred in a form that is not individually identifiable. Individually identifiable. Okay. 6. The National Archives and Records Administration as a record which has sufficient historical or other value to warrant its continued preservation by the United States government or for evaluation by the archivists of the United States or the designee of the archivist to determine whether the record has such value. So they don't assign even a group of people that you don't know and you never met, never lived your culture. They just designated them to determine whether the record has such value. 7. To another agency or to an instrumentality of any governmental jurisdiction within or under the control of the United States for a civil or criminal law enforcement activity if the activity is authorized by law and if the head of the agency or instrumentality has made a written request to the agency which maintains the record specifying the particular portion desired and the law enforcement activity for which the record is sought. 8. To a person pursuant to a showing of compelling circumstances affecting the health or safety of an individual if upon such disclosure notification is transmitted to the last known address of such individual. To either House of Congress or to the extent of matter within its jurisdiction, any committee or subcommittee thereof, any joint committee of Congress or subcommittee of any such joint committee. To the Comptroller General or any of his authorized representatives in the course of the performance of the duties of the Government Accountability Office. 11. Pursuant to the order of a court or competent jurisdiction. Or 12. To a consumer reporting agency in accordance with Section 3711E of Title 31. So they just spoke about the Consumer Reporting Agency. C. Accounting of certain disclosures. Each agency, with respect to each system of records under its control, shall 1. Accept for disclosures made under subsections B1 or B2 of this section, keep an accurate accounting of A. The date, nature, and purpose of each disclosure of a record to any persons or to another agency made under subsection B of this section, and B. The name and address of the person or agency to whom the disclosure is made. And then 2. Retain the accounting made under paragraph 1 of this subsection for at least 5 years or the life of the record, whichever is longer, after this disclosure for which the accounting is made. So if they gonna keep it for 5 years and in 5 years they destroy it, they can do that, or for the life of the record. So however long it lasts. So my friend ain't gonna hop on. My friend I've been telling y'all about. So my friend ain't gonna hop on him. That's what's happening. Okay, friend. Come on and join the live. There she go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hello.
Y'all, that's my friend I was telling y'all about. This is, and let me properly introduce you. So me and you want me to call you Bay or what you want me to put out there?
I'm straight on Karenessa.
Okay. This is my friend Karen. I love her name, but I gotta ask. Um, we met in astrology class, and the reason why I loved her was because she was so real. Really so hard to find, okay? She didn't get in there acting like she was so private that she wasn't gonna share. She shared. And every time she shared, it was just like, wow. Just being that vulnerable and open. And then we both into the history and the status correction. And so she came and joined my gardening class. We grew together and we're here. We share our life transitions and things we're going through. But most of what we like to talk about is this. She reads these laws and she actually takes action um on these people. So she's not living and being oppressed. She actually is taking action. And it's a lot to learn. And so, hey girl, welcome to the platform.
Hey, hey, hey.
So from what we just read, what was so important about that? Because I read it, but I don't understand it. Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't really hear you. I'm trying to hook you up to my earphones, but it's not working.
Oh.
It's like super, super, super low. It's like if I have to put it
Hey
in.
husband.
She said, "Hey, husband."
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Finding you. But yeah, she's been teaching me about this law. And so with the law, she addresses her letters a certain type of way. Signing, all that is important. But she said that most people don't get results because they won't read the law. And that's facts.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
No. So hard. I feel like I gotta go like this in order to hear you. Put you right up to my ear.
Lisa headphones been working. Well, Lisa been having trouble with her headphones like that too.
Maybe it's the app. I don't
Or the
know.
planets. Oh, it go through an app.
I'm just saying maybe it's this the StreamYard that you're on.
Oh, what about now? Hello. No. Go out and come back in. Okay. Can you hear me now?
To put you up to my ear.
That's so weird though. Can you hear me, Rachel? Rachel's in here. So are you gonna lock your hair?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Um, thinking about it.
It's cute.
Thinking about doing a few. I wanna interlock them. I mean, not interlock them. I wanna learn how to do the crochet needle.
Yeah, that's what I use. Well, not the crochet needle. I use the interlocking tool.
This.
Oh no.
I'm gonna try with this one.
I tried using that. It just was stabbing my fingers. Mm.
Hold on
Okay,
a
y'all.
minute. I'm trying to connect it to.
I said try going out, like all the way out, and then come back in. Maybe it'll do that. I don't even know how to it's a okay. So I just learned how to exit it out and then come back in. Try hitting the link. But I asked her to hop on because she has been doing this for years. When you're new, I want to know number one, when they start referencing these numbers and they say in this document, is it better for me to go back and find it in the document so I can understand it? Because it's a lot. By the time they be done said all the numbers and stuff, I be confused. But we're gonna keep moving. Like, because it's a long document, okay? Except with the closures. What we left off at? Let me see. Except disclosure made access to records. Each agency that maintains a system of records. Now, this is what you need to highlight. Oh, I need to drop the link. I don't even think I got the link for this. But anyway, upon request, so this is somebody trying to access your records. Each agency that maintains a system of records shall, upon request, okay, here she go. Let me see.
Now,
can you hear now?
Yeah, I had to log off and come back on. I had to connect it before I get on the app.
Oh,
so now
yeah, I need to tell Lisa that too. But yeah, so when you're reading this stuff, do you go back and read when they say section whatever in this article? Do you go back and read that too to make it make sense?
Yeah, you have to in order for it to make sense.
So every number they reference somewhere else in the document, you go read that right then.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So
it just makes your reading, it makes your reading so much smoother, so much easier. Because you'll be able to follow through properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll be able to understand it, understand all the documents, because a lot of those documents, even if you're online, they have a link to where you can just click it. It'll go to the section that you need to go to, and then you can go back to the reading.
Oh, really? So on the document that
okay. Yeah, I had to log off and log back on. Connected before the app. Can I see your keys to check the residential box?
So when you go in the document online, it'll have a little blue link there, and that's what they go back to.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. Because here it doesn't. Okay.
Right. When you print it out, yeah, of course. When you print it out, it's not like that, of course. But I mean, even if it's
it froze. It ain't froze on my phone. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, so y'all just heard it. Whenever you reading a document, if you reading this online, there will be blue links in the black writing. You would click that and go read that while you're reading it, because that helps you to know it and memorize it, right? It froze again. What?
So I tried.
I'm doing a video. Mm-hmm. Okay, so while we wait on the thing to catch up, yeah, it's froze on my phone too. It says that each agency that maintains a system of records shall, upon request by any individual to gain access to his record or to any information pertaining to him which is contained in the system, permit him, and upon his request, a person of his own choosing to accompany him to review the record and have a copy made of all or any portion thereof in a form comprehensible to him, except that the agency may require the individual to furnish a written statement authorizing discussion of the individual's record in the accompanying person's presence. That's a lot. I'm like, honey. 2, permit the individual to request amendment of a record pertaining to him. And this let you know, like the credit bureaus, And A, not later than 10 days, excluding Saturdays and Sunday, and legal public holidays after the date of receipt of such request, acknowledge in writing such receipt, and promptly, let me see, and promptly either make any correction of any portion thereof which the individual believes is not accurate, relevant, timely, or complete, or inform the individual of its refusal to amend the record in accordance with his request, the reason for the refusal, the procedures established by the agency for the individual to request a review of that refusal by the head of the agency or an officer designated by the head of the agency, and the name and business address of that official. So, Karen, is that why you always are saying get the treasury, find out who
the trustee is, which is always a bank, and find out who is the treasurer or treasury, which is the agent who process your transactions at that trustee bank.
And so it's best to contact them.
Yep. Because they're the only ones that can, those are the only people who you can lawfully sue. Like if you try to go after an agent, just a regular old agent, like say for instance, T-Mobile, they cut my phone bill off. I can't just go to the agent who cut my phone off. I can't go after that agent. I have to go after the actual treasurer of the company, because they would be handling the all of the transactions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Girl, so all this time when we dealing with the agent, they really are putting a fence of people around themselves to keep you thrown off.
Yeah, because they only gonna have you reach out to the agent. These agents, they only teach the agents so much. Mm-hmm. So these agents know exactly what we know. They might know a little more and they might know a little less. So let's say you know way more than the agent, and you calling them, this shit gonna be Chinese to them. It's gonna be Chinese to them. Like, hold on, I don't speak Chinese. Like, what's going on? I don't know this language. I don't know what you're talking about. Only the treasurer would know that information. Only the treasurer would know that what you're actually trying to get through to that corporation.
And so with the people, it just made me think about how that protects them legally, because they're just really what do you call it in chess? Pawn. They just there to work for the company, and if one of them gets sacrificed, it's nothing to them. Wow. Yeah. I thought this probably be a 2-part video because it's pretty long. Like, it's a lot. But I'm glad that I'm reading it, because I do recognize when they're talking about these credit reporting agencies or people that store records. That's everywhere you go.
Everywhere. And whatever, just like this StreamYard app, you have to fill out an application. Just like YouTube, you have to fill out an application. Just like a library card, you have to fill out an application. Walgreens, Target, Walmart, everything, they keep records.
Wow.
Everything, of every single thing that you use, your phone number, social, your residential address, your PO box, they keep records of everything.
And see, I didn't even think so far as the grocery store. Everywhere.
Signing up for these apps to, like me, I coupon, So I have about 12 apps that I use to coupon. That's 12 different companies that's keeping and storing my records. Not to mention I'm using different emails, different phone numbers, different addresses just to get access into these apps. So when these credit bureaus, they have shit going back to being a baby. But although there's a baby act,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can't use my information because hey, I was a baby. I didn't give you permission. I couldn't authorize that,
Right.
you know. So
And I didn't even think about them. What kind of information would they have on a baby? The type diapers they use.
everything, social, birth certificate. Like my aunt, what she did with my cousin was really scandalous, but this is what a lot of people do. Take their socials, take their birth certificates, and go open up so many accounts because they done mess up their names, you know?
Hmm. But
So,
even with all that, it's just like they are breaking the law by even keeping your credit records and giving them to people.
yeah,
So,
but if you don't know how to enforce the law, how can you tell them that they are breaking the law?
hmm,
You don't know how to enforce it.
right. Oh, that's deep. I didn't even think about the dang grocery store because they do have out up there receipt papers.
All the receipts, every single receipt. And there's somebody brought this to my attention, like, you know, I coupon. So when I coupon, I might get 30 items for $4.45. I'm going, and that's paying out of pocket. Then I might go submit my receipt to 3 different sites. Now they done took my security because they have the date, they have the expiration, they have the expiration of if I use a card. Let's say I use the card. They have the last four.
Hmm.
They have the expiration date on the card.
Right.
They have my name, and most likely you put all of those information. You put those 3 information into a system, into whatever system that they use. They'll get my social. They'll get a
Mhm.
lot of my information that they're not supposed to have. They'll take that receipt and sell it to the securities exchange. Go to the bank and they making money off of my receipt.
Mm.
So although they might give me, let's say they give me 25 cent, or let's say an item I bought, they give me $2.25. So now my out of pocket is shit, $2 and some change, or whatever the case. After I done, after they didn't give me back $2.25, although I done spent $4 out of pocket, now
Mhm.
they giving me $2.25. So it's like $1.75 now out of pocket because they gave me $2 back, but they taking my receipt and they going to
Mhm.
sell it at the secretary window at the bank.
And
At
making
the
more
well, at the securities, at the securities exchange window at the bank, so they make more money off of just giving me back my little $2. So they going to monetize. They're monetizing our signatures. They're monetizing the last fours of our credit cards, debit cards, socials. They're
money.
monetizing everything.
Mm. And I wouldn't even thought because they do, like I say, keep now everything's going digital, and I think it's more easy for them to scam you because now they constantly are updating their disclosures and agreements, and you keep getting an update to your phone. This is that, and it's just like, why? Why
Yeah.
have you updated this 50 times and we never read it? We just accept it.
Yep.
It's
The truth.
crazy.
Yep. We quick to accept it too instead of reading. We're so quick to accept it.
Right. I was telling them how you was telling me, and it's funny because I own my shit. You was like, well, people don't get the benefits because we won't read. We will not sit down and read no document.
At
And
all.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
I went to the Social Security building today, and I wanted to change my status, for me and my children.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, like, why, Mama? Why do we have to stay in this line? Why do we even have to be in this building? What is this building? I said, it's the Social Security Administration, and we're
Mm-hmm.
here to change our status. We're here to change our status from to not being a crayon because we're
Right.
not black. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they wouldn't even let me change my status.
They would?
No.
Yeah, you
I
should
don't.
ask for a supervisor.
Yeah, I don't have the proper documents that they require quote unquote. I have the birth records. I have all birth records, which shows that we're not U.S. citizens.
But they not even supposed to ask you for that just to change your status. They didn't ask me for that.
They what they want is they want school records. They want um medical records. They want medical cards. But that just puts me in their jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
So it would prove that I'm a US citizen, not a
Mm-hmm.
non-US citizen. And
Mm.
I'm like, all of these documents put me back into the jurisdiction of the United States. So why would I
That's how
provide
they
these documents?
that's how they play. And that's why you gotta study this law and stuff, because if not, they're gonna play you along they little game for however long you don't know no better. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what's your plan to counteract that?
Um, I'm going to submit the race and ethnicity form
Mm-hmm.
um, to its proper standing. Um,
Yeah, I did
I'm.
that. I got them in here somewhere. But when we went, they did try to deter us from doing it. And so
Hmm.
he was like, well, that doesn't matter. And I'm like, it matters to us. It might
Hmm.
not matter to you. You can keep black on yours, but we don't want that out on ours. It matters to us. And so he just
Right.
did it reluctantly with his sarcasm, little smirk on his face. And he got
Hmm.
and I asked for a receipt of it. Like, don't play me.
Yeah,
And if you
that's
won't do it, let me speak to a supervisor.
yep. When I tried, she was like, "Well, that is optional. It in our system, it doesn't show any race or
And that's what he
any
said.
race or ethnicity."
That's what he
I
said. He
said,
said it
I
doesn't
said, but it's on
change.
the. I said it's on the application though,
Right.
and even though it says optional, I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure I picked black, but clearly you see I'm not black, right? And I picked up a pen. I said I held it to my face. I'm not black. There's no way I'm a color.
And see, what I had with me when I went was the rights of indigenous people. Because
Hmm.
on there, it had something pertaining to that. I wish I could find.
Yeah, you have the rights of indigenous people. You have the right to a nationality.
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to your own to assert your own name, your
Mm-hmm.
own religious beliefs, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case. Um,
And I submitted that as a support document. Like, don't play with me. Yeah, I love
yeah,
telling people it don't matter. If it didn't matter, why is it on the form?
right.
And
And
so,
that's what I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what the only supported document because they were telling me that I needed the an I-94 form or something, visa, some type of visa, some type of authorization to be here in the US. I said, this is not the US. Well, you're in California. I said, this is an incorporated city inside
mhm.
of another inside of a corporated state. And she was, I don't, she didn't catch it because they don't know. They don't know.
Exactly. It's
They
like
don't
you
know.
talking to a brick wall.
Like I said, they don't know Chinese. Okay. You speaking Chinese to these people you don't know.
Cause the dude, he didn't know. Once I
Hmm.
said back what I was saying to him, then he didn't have a choice but to fold. Cause he like, now I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
But this also, I took this to House Resolution 194.
What's that one?
Um, just saying that the letter when they apologized, when Congress apologized for what they've been doing and how they claimed changed our status and oppressed and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, that's connected to this because now you trying to tell me who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Yeah.
that's not okay.
House Joint Resolution 194. Okay. I'm gonna look into that. Look, I have a list of more shit that I just have to print out. That's just that. And I asked the lady like, okay, so how do I do a FOIA request on all of this information? Because I want my original application back. And she's like, well, we shred those. I said, well, there, you shredded it. You maybe shredded it on the public side, but there's a private side to it. And y'all
Right.
always keep records
Right.
in the private. So there's always two sides. And she
And
was just
she
like,
know that. She know that. And that's it. Listen, computer bot past 36.fun. I'll be coming on here in the comment box soon. Let me remove you. I'm like, put user in timeout. Let me see. Matter of fact, how you get on somebody's channel and just be out in the comments with the spamming? But yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna continue to read this document until we get it done. I thought it was gonna be a one-day read, but this is a lot. And now that Karenissa is telling me how she reads it, I want to get this pulled up on the computer with the links so that we can read it in reference to what it's talking about. Because we're not just gonna pick up on what's being said because we don't have what's listed in the document. Number one, let me see if I can pull it up. The Privacy Act of 1984. I'm glad you caught me before I got too far in. We're gonna try this again.
yeah, I was like, I thought you was my other partner because I was supposed to be receiving an email from her for some stuff that we doing too. So I'm like, shit, I'm tired. Like, I didn't even realize because her name start with an N too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all supposed to be doing some of this stuff?
Yeah, she wants to correct her status the proper way. So she's like bouncing ideas off of me. And then I bounce ideas off of her so that we can actually do this the proper way instead of going about it the wrong way and being messed up in the end, or doing an extra step that we ain't got to, or doing a step that we shouldn't have done. So
Y'all don't forget, what's your Cash App? So when people watch this, they know she does take Cash App, and you can ask her specific questions. Like I said, this is her lane. She's been doing this way longer than I'll print something out, but if it's really thick, I don't tend to ever get around to reading it. So she has read this stuff and is using it. So what's your Cash App?
Karenissa Bay.
Let me put it in the comments. So when y'all find this information, y'all don't want to necessarily sign up for a class, but you do want to get the process done, and you want to be in connection with somebody that actually knows it. Then hit the Cash App first, though. Don't be out here harassing people and asking them. You know they'll try.
I'm actually right now in the process of putting all my paperwork that I've printed out in binders. I have so much paperwork that I've printed out and I've read and I've, excuse me, went through with the fine tooth comb and highlighted, and it's so much. It is so much. It's so much, and I still got a lot of paperwork to print out.
You do?
Yeah, I can read this stuff on a computer, but reading it on a computer just doesn't do justice for my eyes. My mother is blind, so I always have to help her read. So I always had the physical copy of everything. My eyes don't focus on a computer because that's just the way that I'm conditioned. I can read it on a computer, but it's just better if it's in my hand.
I prefer it in my hand. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I did drop the Cash App. Let me show it up here. By the time y'all find this video, let's start pouring back into each other. and not the imposters, the representatives of the country, the people that's actually out here doing the work. It's not about being popular, but actually doing the work, seeing results because you have tried it. And so, this is Cash App up, and girl, I'm glad I didn't get too far. so, so what we're gonna do is pull it up, and we're gonna start another day from the beginning, and we're gonna try to find a copy of this that has the links embedded. What do you look at yours at?
I don't. I go to the Congress.
Okay.
I always go to Congress website because they always have everything that you need. We don't like using those sites because they do take our information, but that's where Congress store all of the records.
Okay.
They store all the records. Congress is the people who you want to look at and who you want to go after, you know?
I just can't believe it. And then everywhere you go, you don't see, all you see is all this amended stuff. So that's something else. Are they trying to throw us off with the amendments?
Yeah. They with the amendments, they take out a whole lot of original wording. They make it more complex so that you won't read it, or they make it more like legalese term. So that you fall into their jurisdiction when you're trying to get out of their jurisdiction. So they like to change up the words and shit like that.
That's crazy. Okay, so I still don't see a copy. I'm searching. I see it in the National Archives. Okay, but yeah, they don't have the links to the document embedded in the thing. So by the time we get together again, I'll be done found the copy. That's my new mission, so that we can read it the proper way, so we can make sure that it sticks. And so, thank you so much for your time hopping on here, dropping us some gems as usual.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate you making me read it. Hell, so it's like, listen, have you read? Have you read? Have you read any of that stuff now?
Yeah, that's why I was telling the stuff a few months ago about the Treasury. Like, if you ain't got to sign up for it. Just go on the website and just read it.
Right.
Just read for yourself because it'll tell you everything you need to know. Like I said, I only follow one person in this whole movement, and that's the only person that I will follow. That's the only person that I would tend to or give my money to or to listen to, because she gets straight to the motherfucking point. Okay, straight to the point. And she gonna guide you and direct you wherever you need to go, the stuff that you need to read, and it's gonna make sense once you actually reading it and understanding it for yourself.
So how did your one-on-one go? Did it go good?
My one-on-one was good. She did not give me remedy because the questions that I asked her was worth more than 1 hour, and it was her deposit was $250. So the stuff that I asked her was a minimum of $1,200. And I didn't get that full disclosure. So, before I sent the $250, I didn't get that full disclosure, or I didn't get the full form of, the prices, the amounts, and everything that she do consultations on. So this is $250 for just a basic consultation, and I didn't ask basic questions. So
do you get another opportunity to get questions that she can't answer for that?
So what she did, she said, you can either get a refund or you can get that it can be applied to the other classes that I'm doing, because she's only doing one last series before she retired. So I just said apply it to the classes, because I don't want to have to miss out on the classes that she's doing if I'm not online, because I'm not online all day every day. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to see when you post. I'm just not. So
Mm-hmm.
um I asked if she had, apply it to the classes. That way I get automatic enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
I get the
Okay.
automatic enrollment versus missing out.
Right.
Yeah.
And that worked out because at least you still investing in self. I tell people all the time across my platforms, we pay for classes because it's a self investment. If you have
Mhm.
an EIN number, you can write every class that you pay for off. And
Mhm.
so you have to look at this stuff like a business investment. And you
Yeah.
are your business. And so
Facts. And once you become a sole proprietor for self, you are a business. You can
yeah.
write everything off.
Yeah.
Everything. All
Yeah.
receipts, everything. Keep everything. You can
Mm-hmm.
file, like, people don't realize when this caught my attention when I was in one of her classes. The first class that she's redoing on Saturday. She was saying that everything you do with these people is a business transaction. You
Mm-hmm.
have to think about it as a business transaction. You're doing business with Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing business with Target. So
You
why
going in
wouldn't you
there.
do?
Don't
You
keep
going in
going in
there
there
with
with
your
your emotions.
soul. Yep, you going in there with your emotions and your soul, and
Yeah.
which is your social and yourself, instead of doing business with another business. So,
And they looking at you like, what? You over here, you in a public capacity and you supposed to be in a private capacity.
mm-hmm,
Um yeah,
yeah,
it's business as usual. So I
mm-hmm.
appreciate you. And I'll hit the cash up too. I appreciate your time. I know time is money. Baby, I ain't finna do nothing without my coin. So I totally get it. I'll hit you up. Like I said, anytime you have time to hop on, I'm gonna go back and find it and read it like you would read it. I don't wanna be because I'm confused already, honest.
Yeah, even if you don't read it like that after the first section, um, I don't. I know I found it on the Library of Congress, but even if you don't find that specific one to where you can click on the link,
Mm-hmm.
open up another tab. Open
And
up
look,
another
look
tab
up
and
the
just.
part. Okay. Thank you.
That's how I study too. I always have the way that I study. I have my laptop. If I can, find it on the laptop on the internet search, I have an etymology book, a Black's Law Dictionary, or etymology dictionary, a Black's Law Dictionary in the document.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way that I study so that I can properly understand the document itself, because it's a
Right.
lot of words in there that they use, and it's just like it goes over your head, like.
Mm-hmm. I
And we
am
don't look,
totally,
and we
I'm totally
and
lost.
we will, and what makes it worse is we don't read, and then we don't look up the definition of the word.
Ooh, girl, get out my business. I'm telling y'all, that's why I told them you be calling me out.
Look, my son, we were at the Social Security Administration building, and I said, it's not required. It's a voluntary, to have a Social Security number. It's voluntary. It's
Mm-hmm.
completely voluntary because it's a program.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, um, "What do you mean it's a program?" And I said, he's like, I said, "It's a voluntary program." He said, "What do you mean by voluntary program? What is voluntary? What does voluntary mean?" And I was like, I was like, I don't know. And then I,
Right.
I have I have an etymology dictionary on my phone. So I'm like, okay, let's look it up. And it
Right.
means the will to do something, the will to change. I said,
Right.
um, I said, you have options. I said it was voluntary for you to put your shoes on, or you could walk barefoot, or you could walk with your socks on. And he was like, I want to just put my shoes on. So you voluntarily put your shoes on versus walking barefoot.
Right.
So he was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I have to learn. I have to teach my children that too, because Jesus Christ, my brother was. I sent a picture in a group chat with my siblings, and my brother was like, "Oh yeah, that's super nice," and I'm blessed to have y'all. And I said, what? I said, don't say no shit like that to me.
Right.
That's a disrespect to me. And he
Right.
was like, what you mean? I had to send him the definition of nice. It means foolish.
Right.
Okay. The definition of nice means foolish.
Right.
And then blessed, blessed is basically to sacrifice, And I was like, you want to use bliss, that's the word you really want to use. And he was like, wow. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, don't be trying to put no curse on me.
Right.
Don't put no
Speaking
curse
curses.
on me.
Right.
Don't speak no curse on me.
And people look at us funny because we different. We do say, when somebody sneezes, we don't say bless you. It gets real quiet because people expect you to say it.
No.
It's just like, no.
I teach my babies early now, say bliss, okay? You say bliss. If you want to say, if somebody sneezes, you say bless you. We want to get that
blessed. May the
stuff.
Most High be with you. It's just like, just
but
start
it's
doing
embedded.
your own thing.
It's embedded in us, because
Right.
we've been doing it for so long. We're conditioned to do
Right.
just what we're doing.
And then when it gets quiet, we sometimes feel uncomfortable because we know, and sometimes we'll say it anyway just to make other people feel comfortable. So we got to break out of that, because if you speak in curses, then you definitely don't want to be saying that.
Facts.
Yeah. Okay, girl, I'm gonna go on and get off here, y'all. I'm gonna leave this video up, but we're gonna start over. Next time we're gonna have 2 tabs open if I can't find the one with it embedded. And then if you're free, you still hop on and give us some more pointers, because I wouldn't have never thought about that. I didn't know that's what they were doing. List. I just found out what the symbol, the S's mean sexual. I mean section. Like
yeah. Yeah, them double S's.
I didn't know that. I'm like, why do they put this in here? But okay.
Yeah, sections.
Okay, girl. I'm gonna work on my response to the people now. At least started. I still ain't started. So I want to get this under my belt first, but it's okay. I'm gonna start anyway. And I'll hit you up if I need any help.
Yeah, I'm ring-a-ding-ding,
Okay. All right, no, I appreciate you, sis.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, peace and power, everybody.
All right, peace.